Welcome to Podforest, where forest pros discuss forest woes. Our goal is to communicate with private landowners on a variety of forest health issues to support management and stewardship of your lands. In this podcast, we'll be discussing important topics in forest health with experts in multiple fields. Thanks for tuning in, and enjoy this episode of the Proforest Podforest. Hey everybody, welcome to the first episode, or perhaps we can call this episode 0 of the Proforest Podforest. I just wanted to briefly introduce myself and talk a little bit about what we're doing with this podcast. So my name is Dr. Tyler Carney. I will be your host, and I am the coordinator for an entity called Proforest. It's a multi-institutional, multidisciplinary, sort of informal cooperative based here at the University of Florida School of Forest, Fisheries, and Geomatic Sciences. And myself, I'm a double gator. I got my bachelor's and my PhD from UF. My PhD is in forest resources and conservation, and I graduated in May of 2023. And usually when I tell people that, there's a series of frequently asked questions that come afterwards. And usually they're about identifying trees in their yard or offering tree trimming advice or diagnosing something happening with their tree. Now, that's not really my expertise. I've picked up on a few things over the years, sure, but really, my focus is on natural resource policy and economics. I'm a social science kind of guy. I like talking to people and figuring out what's going on the ground. Now, a long time ago, I actually wanted to go to law school for environmental law, but that's a separate conversation. Now, on the idea of conversations, the idea here on this podcast is to bring in experts and have really informal conversations and discussions on a variety of pertinent topics to forest health. So we're going to be talking about the bugs, right? The good, the bad, the ugly. Talk about fungi, invasive species, pests and pathogens, prescribed burning, all sorts of different topics. Now, if you have specific questions on a topic or you want a specific topic covered, you can let us know and you can engage with us on social media, or you can email me directly at tcarney96@ufl.edu. That is Carney. Now, this podcast is an extension product. Now, some of you out there listening have probably engaged with extension at some point or another. And there's a variety of ways we can define extension. Now, for our intents and purposes, we're really just bridging the gap between what's happening at a university and disseminating it to the public and other stakeholders. Basically, we're doing some sort of education to folks who are not traditional formal students at a university. So this podcast is really geared towards non-industrial private forest landowners, but we want it to be accessible to anybody. We would love to have a diverse audience. So if you have any sort of interest in forestry, forest health, natural resource management, conservation, whatever it might be, this podcast is for you. So on that note, I wanted to keep this brief. So thank you, everybody, and we will see you in the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in. For more information, head on over to the Proforest website at proforesthealth.org. For any questions you may have, or to stay updated on all things Proforest, check out our social media at ProforestUF on X, Facebook, and Instagram. Episode hosted by Dr. Tyler Carney. This podcast was edited by Ben Ginkars-Davies. The Proforest Podforest is brought to you by Proforest, Proactive Forest Health and Resilience at the University of Florida Institute of Food and Agricultural Sciences. Thanks for listening, and stay tuned for the next episode.